you buy tickets and you put them in for prize baskets. So there's generally prizes from like $25 to, I think we have some trips that are like $3,500.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
put your tickets in, and they generally get you for more money with a 50-50 raffle.
Or the special grand prize ones, and then there's different levels of tickets.
Yeah.
And then there's the tricky trays where you're at a restaurant and they serve you a 3-course meal. Years ago, they used to be called Chinese auctions.
Yep.
Oh,
Can't
do that anymore.
Chinese auctions.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with.
It's a similar thing. We want people to spend more money on the tickets for so we charge $30 to get in, and you bring your own food and booze, and then they spend more money on the tickets.
Yeah, we used to do wine pulls. The wine pull was a separate ticket, which is a nice idea. If you're not using a wine pull, Linda, you should.
Oh,
Yeah.
Look at the tricky tray expert over here.
Yeah.
Hey.
I like that name, tricky tray.
And then beefsteaks. I don't think I know there's a beefsteak going on this weekend. They also have like prizes at a beefsteak.
All the wanted
steak.
All right, Miss Leah has joined us.
Hi, Leah. Leah's from the Davie office. Linda is from the Nutley office.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi, Leah.
We're just
Central Florida might not be too participatory right now because we're still in hurricane mode. So
let's give it a couple more minutes and we'll get started.
Yes.
Traffic's been bad up here by us.
What has been?
Traffic. Like,
it's been hard. It's been horrible here also. And I think like the kids were out of school till Tuesday morning. And I drove to the office yesterday morning because I wanted to work peacefully. And it took me an hour to get from my house to the office, which is technically like 15 miles. So yeah, it was super fun.
Yeah. All right. So guys, so let's just introduce ourselves really quick for whoever doesn't know who we are. So I am Coach Martha from Inspire Davie. Dr. Marty, where are you from?
I am Dr. Marty Nalda from Inspire Weight Loss Lake Nona.
And Dr. Donna?
And I am Dr. Donna Pontero from Inspire Weight Loss in Nutley, New Jersey.
And we're the three ladies of Inspire. That's what I call us. The three
we're
ladies
the OGs.
We're the OGs. So I have a couple of messages from a couple of people that are running late, but we can get started. So, hey, Linda, Leah, tell us where you're at in the process, in your journey. Who wants to go first?
You're both
Gotta
muted.
unmute yourselves, guys. This is not that formal either, so you can stay unmuted and just bust in if you have a question, because that's basically what we're here for today. Is we want to make that's okay. We want to make sure we get any random questions that you might have answered.
I'm pretty sure that Leah is multitasking right now, right, Leah?
I'm putting Gianna to bed.
Tell us why. Let the team get to know you, Leah.
I am so I'm Leah from Coral Springs. I've known Martha since 2018, 17, 18, somewhere around there. So I've been a huge fan of Inspire for a while now, and I've gone to Inspire for all the points in my life when I wanted to get in weight. I went after I had my son, and I also went after I had my daughter most recently, who's 10 months.
Okay.
Yes. So just like a really cool story, Leah and her husband Harry were one of my first clients when I was doing house calls.
Wow.
And I will go to Leah's house and they will make me take off my shoes. I'll never forget that.
And she measured me manually.
I will measure her manually.
Close and personal.
That's so true. On the counter of your kitchen. That was in 2018.
Wow.
I'll never forget
Been a minute.
So she said Leah's an OG. That's for sure. And she's done, her body loves our program, and she comes back to us in all those like crucial points in her life. And you might hear my dog barking in the back. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. And I'm so proud of Leah and not only that, but Leah was going through RN school too, which was like really, really like high pressure. I mean, I remember, oh my God. So Leah, I'm just gonna share this. I remember when Harry and Leah were praying to have children. And I
Aw.
remember, and now she has two, and it's gonna make me emotional. Okay. I've had a busy day, and I'm like, oh my God, Leah and Harry. And then I remember when you were thinking about going to RN school, and you actually started at RN school, and now you're an RN, and you're done with that.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Nice.
It's beautiful to see
It's
our
been quite a
clients.
journey. And nothing else agreed with my body. Honestly, like doing Inspire really showed me that this is the best way for my body and what agrees with me and what helps me keep it off as well. With IVF, I did gain a lot of weight because of the progesterone shots and the hormones and so forth.
Mhm,
Um, so
mhm.
that's why I gained a lot with my son. And then I even tried Ozempic, and I had such bad reactions with that. But it did correct some of my hormones, and that's how I got pregnant with my daughter.
Mm.
A
So
lot of Ozempic babies, actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
So once I had her, I was like, I know exactly where I need to go to. I know exactly what I need to do, and I went straight back to Martha.
So you are an expert. You're a Reveal lifestyle program expert.
She sure is.
I feel like
Mhm.
I've tried it all. Like I've tried the gym, I've tried the meal plan, I've been there, done that, and this is the only thing that works for me.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is, Leah?
I feel like because Martha and the team in Davie, the Inspire program itself, it looks at you mentally, physically. Um, the program itself, it's realistic more so.
Mhm.
And the natural aspect of it, agreeing with your body, really makes a huge difference to me. Like when I was on Ozempic and it had I guess it was gastroparesis, but basically like I had really bad stomach cramps. And I'm
Okay.
like, weight loss should not
Mm.
be this painful. Like it should
Yeah.
not be so hard. And I
Yeah.
was losing like I think I lost 3 pounds in 1 month.
That's not
Well,
that
and
much.
they say that that's normal, but if you're going to feel awful and only lose 3 pounds in a month,
That's
that's not that
insanity.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
that's
is.
not a good return on your investment right there.
No, it's
Not even that. It's not
insanity.
even healthy, you know.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like your health investment, because you go on a program, you try to get healthier, you try to make a lifestyle change, you try to do things to improve your well-being. Typically, most of the people that come into our office, I mean, there's always somebody that has a wedding to go to or has something and they want to look better. But the majority of our clients, I think we would all agree, want to feel better, want to have a positive effect on their health long term, are trying to heal their bodies more naturally. And if you're on a weight loss journey for health reasons, taking something that makes you feel horrible is probably and doesn't give you the result anyway, it's probably not that's not the best choice.
And it's,
Yeah, and
So
it's not worth it. It's not worth it risking your health.
yeah,
and it's not a quick fix, so you don't want to be miserable for, the next 3 years.
months and months and months and
Yeah.
months. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
at Inspire, we have clients that do both. They do the injections and they do Reveal. And we welcome them because we much rather have people come to us to be coached and to be guided than we call it the wild, wild west, than be out there in the world doing these injections without any guidance. And then losing a crap load of muscle mass. So
Like my husband.
yes,
Mm.
I was gonna say, Leah, if you don't mind, Harry.
Go ahead.
That's Harry's story, right, Leah?
Mm-hmm. That's
Yes.
his story.
Now he's Manjaro.
He was doing Manjaro.
And
Okay.
then he saw how much weight Leah was losing, just on Reveal. And then I remember it's like, just tell him to text me. They have my personal number. Just tell him to text me. And so he
Yeah.
did, and he comes into my office like this. I'm like, listen, there's no condemnation at Inspire. This is a safe place. It's okay if you're doing Manjaro, but he was losing slowly, or he lost a little chunk and then he gained it all back. And he had his own journey. So then he didn't want to stop Manjaro. It was helping him with some other things. And I said, you know what? Do Reveal with it. And as soon as he added Reveal to it, it was like everything started working. He started losing quickly, and I mean, both of them look amazing.
Well, but
Amazing.
it's, our program is nutrition and supplementation that makes sense. And we try to make it
Yeah.
as sustainable as possible because, Linda, I don't know if you've done multiple programs.
Linda is a Reveal expert
I'm a
also.
lover.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think all of us then here know that, we try to, when we stabilize you at the very end of the program, we try to give you a fairly good guideline for how to stick to things Monday through Friday forever. At least that's what my clients in my office, I tell them, this point of your stabilization is what I want you to do Monday through Friday forever. And then weekends, a little bit, yay. And then Monday might be a protein day, right?
Yeah.
Depending on how yay your weekend was. And so once we stabilize you, it's a sustainable program in terms of going forward. I have people in my office, my clients that really listened and actually took it to heart and did what they're supposed to. They might come back like after a vacation for like a quick 3-week to get,
Little touch up.
like a touch up after the holidays or something
Yeah.
like that. But for the most part, they are managing to keep the majority of the weight that they've lost off.
Yeah. Linda,
Um,
isn't that what you just did? A 3-week?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen,
Yeah.
I
And-
just want to like interject for 1 second, just to be cheesy. We have Lucy that just joined, and so we have 3 L's. We have Linda, Lucy, and Leah. I just had to share that because it's just like, I don't know, it's a Reveal expert night with all L's. So this is fun. Okay, go ahead, Dr. Donna. You were saying something.
No, I was just saying that Linda did the short program. Linda, why don't you tell us about like how it worked for you? Because I think you have a similar story to than with Leah, that you tried a lot of different things as well.
Oh yeah, I've done everybody's diet. So I've been on Weight Watchers and all the, buy the food boxes and injectables, but I didn't do Mounjaro. I wasn't doing the name brands. I was working with a friend of mine who's a nurse practitioner, so it was the compounded semaglutide. But honestly, I was paying $400 a month for that for like, I don't know, 9 months before I found Inspire.
wow.
And then I was
And
like,
you didn't really lose that much
Really?
with it.
I lost like nothing. And I would have like weekly touch points with my friend. She's like, oh, we just increase the dose. And it was like, no, this isn't, it wasn't working. And I didn't really have any side effects. So it wasn't really that, but and let's be honest, I was paying my money away.
Yeah.
And you didn't get any nutritional guidance either. And that's the big thing, the nutritional guidance, because then what happens when you stop the injections if you don't have any type of nutritional guidance, whether you're doing injections or whether you're not doing them?
Yep.
And
So, and I think everybody talks about like the journey of losing weight, but me personally, I am an expert at losing weight. You know how you said you've done every diet? Before I started Inspire, I also had done every diet, every diet. I think that's one of the reasons that we were able to put together the Reveal program so well, because all of us have suffered with a variety of things that either didn't work at all or worked temporarily and then weren't sustainable at all.
Yep.
And, I believe personally, I believe that losing weight is easier than maintaining
100%. I think everybody probably in this room agrees to that.
Yeah. So let's talk. So, you guys are all experts at losing weight, right? So let's talk a little bit maybe about like what challenges you face after the fact and any tips and tricks and whatever that you might, that we might be able to help you with to kind of make sure that, you keep your losses. Like it's so frustrating to go through a program and you sacrifice and you do the thing and you pay attention and you come on these calls and you do all the right things. And then it's almost like a scary feeling thinking like, what do I do when I'm done? Because I know that we get that in my office a lot.
Yeah.
I think all of us do, and we get that question in the beginning of the program when somebody goes on it. And we tell them this, this first 6 weeks you're learning. By the time you get to the stabilizing, you're gonna know how your body feels. You're gonna know and understand, like as we're bringing foods back in, as we're doing it, you're gonna understand the whole concept. You're gonna have those tools that's gonna make it easier to maintain. It's never easy, but easier.
Mhm.
And it's hard to believe when somebody starts like at week 1, that by week 6, they're going to have so much more knowledge where they can control and be able to manage it. But it happens exactly like that.
Yeah, and I think that's the one thing that we tried so hard to come up with, that stabilization phase, and trying to figure out what maintenance should look like for our clients when they're done with the losing phase. And I think that that's because all of us have gone through kind of the same thing. Like I think I lost the same 20 pounds probably 40 times in my life, throughout my adulthood. Like,
And then
you
throw in
know,
menopause, woohoo!
yep.
Yeah. So Lucy, so tell us what, Lucy, Leah, and Linda, what phase of the program? I know Leah, you're stabilizing, or are you
Yes,
stabilizing? Okay, you're
yes, I'm in
stabilizing.
stabilization. Mhm.
Linda, where are you at on the program?
I think I'm like a week away from my first health coach visit.
Okay.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
so what we do in Nutley, and I think you guys do the same thing. Linda did the 6-week, the 3-week losing program.
Mhm.
So, we typically do a 4-week follow-up
Mhm.
after
That's
they're finished
stabilizing.
stabilizing, right?
Yeah.
I think you guys do the same thing.
Linda
Yeah.
stabilizing,
So-
Leah stabilizing. Lucy, where are you at in the journey? I don't know if
She's
Lucy.
muted.
She's muted.
There you
There
go.
we go.
Am I back? Okay.
Hi,
Yeah.
Lucy.
Sorry about that. Hi.
Hi.
I'm just maintaining.
Maintaining. Okay.
Yes, I'm just maintaining.
Okay, so this is a really random question. Is Linda an RN by any chance? Because then this would be really weird.
No.
Oh,
Okay, because Leah and Lucy are RNs. So then if
Oh, that's so funny.
Linda was an RN, then it would be like really weird.
All the
RNs.
L's, all our N's.
Okay,
Um,
yeah. I had to ask.
Okay, so I was kind of on track when I was talking about, discussing the challenges of maintenance and discussing, everybody here has been successful at losing weight, right? The goal is to be successful at keeping off the weight you lost. That's
Yeah.
that's the kicker.
What's
Yep.
everybody's biggest challenge with
Mhm.
on the maintenance part?
Social settings for
Social.
me,
yes.
partying is really, really hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the last,
Alcohol, foods that
Alcohol,
are
foods,
completely,
also
like-
culture. Culture is a hard one because
Yeah.
there are certain foods in your culture. You go to an auntie's house, and if you don't eat their food, it's a sign of disrespect.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Share your
Mm.
culture with us, Leah. So
Oh,
everybody.
so I'm West Indian.
Okay.
So basically the Caribbean, and
Okay.
Yeah.
the food is basically diabetes central.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
Plantains and rice and
Martha and I are Cuban, so
yeah.
Yeah, so you feel my pain.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then to top
Oh,
it
yeah.
off, I'm also Hindu. So typically Hindus are vegetarian. So if we have a holiday coming up and you have to fast, fasting to us means no alcohol, no meat, but you can eat everything else.
Yeah. Which
But
is the rice and
usually
the carbs and the naans and the
the
different things like that.
cheese
Yeah.
and
Yes.
yeah, not anything good. So I
Okay.
think that when you asked before what sets you guys apart from other way, it's the education, because that education you get instilled within you. The coaches are there to help you. And I know I utilize Martha as much as I can, because I'm like, okay, she's coaching me right now. Like, let me pick her head. Like, I'll ask certain questions, even when you're out eating, because that could be the most difficult choices.
Mhm.
You may not be able to eat at home. So I'll ask her the questions I need so I can educate myself on how to eat better.
Yeah.
And then that way, when I maintain, it won't be as difficult.
Yeah.
So
Leah,
Leah,
how are you? How
tell
are
me
you?
how you are managing that now? All the scenario that you just shared with us. You're in the thick of it right now. Tell me how you're managing it right now.
That's the same
So-
question I was about to ask.
So I know I get like, well, me and my husband will get like last or talked about, but like, instead of, I don't know if you get, it's like naan, but it's roti.
Mhm.
So I'll take what is it called? The brand that is safe to eat, the tortilla. I forget the
Joseph's?
brand.
Like
The Joseph's, Lavash, or the
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
take that with
Okay.
us if we know we're gonna go to a relative's house. If we go out drinking or we're gonna go out to a bar, I'll make sure to order. If I want to feel included, I have no shame. I will sneak a Zivia soda in my purse
There you
and
go.
I will ask for ice and I'll just pour that in and I feel included. I don't, feel left out or whatever.
Yeah, I
And that
had a
way,
yeah, that's good.
I
In
want
that
to give
same
you
in
two
that
tips.
in that same
too.
note, yeah, I have one for you as well, because a lot of times if you go to a party and it's like a bar or like an open bar setting or whatever, if you get seltzer with lime, nobody knows
yeah,
what's in there.
Yeah.
yeah.
The
Nobody
other thing
knows
you
what's in
can
there.
do, the other thing you can do with, I'm going to give you two tips. One you probably would do, another one you may or may not do, but when you go to a bar, you can bring those flavored
The stir drops.
Yes.
The stir drops.
drops, right?
The Ultima, I actually tried the Ultima. The
You can
Ultima,
do
they
the
make,
Ultima, but you can also go on to Sweet Leaf, the brand Sweet Leaf.
okay.
Or like some of the offices, we stopped carrying the flavored drops
Yeah, we have
because
them
they're
still.
they were just hard
Yeah.
like have a good stock of them. But Sweet Leaf has a really, really good selection of different flavored stevia drops. Even
I'm
the
gonna try-
what's the other
I
brand
think
that they
Stir, STUR. Stir
Yeah.
has
So
stevia
you could
flavored.
bring those instead of
too.
bringing a can of the Zevia in it and just get the club soda
Yeah.
and flavor it that way. So you can do
Okay.
that. The other thing with the roti, you can do on the vegetarian part of our program, there is chickpea flour. And Martha, you have a copy of that. Maybe you can give that to Leah. One of my health coaches was Hindi, and she helped expand our vegetarian program, and she put a lot of options in there for Hindi. So you could take the chickpea flour and you could make your own rotis. You could make a whole bunch to bring to the party.
Yeah.
That's an idea. Yeah, for sure.
And that's the thing is, like, if I'm going someplace and I know that, the way they cook isn't what I'm supposed to be having, right? If you're only doing it one day, whatever, just,
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
on program anymore. You're on maintenance. One day your body will recover from, just be very conscientious the next day, right?
Right.
But if I'm going someplace and it's going to be like a little, a weekend away, or, it's a whole day ordeal kind of event where that the whole day is going to be, or the whole weekend is going to be rough food wise. I typically just bring stuff that I can have. So I'll bring enough to share,
Okay.
right? And it'll be like my contribution to the meal, or my contribution to the party, or my contribution to whatever. And just very deliberately, it's what's on program for me, or what I'm allowed to have, right? Plenty to share, but this is what I'm having. And then
That's
if
a
you're
good
with relatives and they're staring at you, put some on your plate, mess it around, pretend you
Yeah.
ate it, and then
Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah.
I have 2 tips that I want to share too, Leah. Number one, if you really want to partake and you do want to have alcohol, just have tequila. That's it.
Yeah.
You have tequila right here, and then you have a whole big, humongous gap, and then you have every single other type of alcohol. So if you can handle tequila, just have tequila. And then you can also put it in carbonated water, and you can also add the little drops.
You could
all
put
the
some,
things.
do some
can.
lime in there.
You know what? You guys are young. You can still handle alcohol.
I cannot.
I understand the situation. So if in the event that you like, you know what, I'm gonna go for it, have tequila.
After 50, it becomes harder to process the alcohol.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why
Another
you still
thing-
handle
yeah.
alcohol.
Yeah.
Second tip is more in your face and more aggressive. Don't give a flying F what people think. is-
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I'm
yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
tell you that I had to go through that, and my husband had to really go through that, because not only that he's been married to me for almost 30 years, and he assimilated into a Cuban family that eats really bad, but he's also Argentinian. So they eat a lot of meat and other stuff, and he went whole plant-based. So
Yeah.
that's like really,
Huge.
it's like bizarre for the
Yeah.
Cubans and the Argentinians that somebody
Yeah.
will actually eat all vegetables, right? And
Right.
you know what? My husband decided to do that. He doesn't care.
He
Yeah.
does not.
It's really none of anybody's
can
business
go-
why you're doing what you're
It
doing.
doesn't matter what restaurant we go to. It doesn't matter if there's an event, and Dr. Marty will tell you. It doesn't matter if it's an event, a restaurant, family's house, a business trip. He's leaving to Chicago tomorrow for 7 days. It doesn't matter what it is. He does not waver, because he knows what he wants to do with his body. So he does not care. Once you
Yeah.
adopt that kind of attitude, and it's hard sometimes because we have old school family members, and I know
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
your story.
We all do.
We all do,
Like,
all of us.
they
Yep.
cannot understand. What do you mean you're not going to eat rice with pizza? Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
But
yeah.
it's okay if they don't understand. And it's
But the bottom
okay.
line is they're gonna make fun of you, and they're gonna have something to say, whether you're eating healthy, whether you're losing weight, whether you're gaining weight, whether you're eating unhealthy. So
Because I know that I'm pretty sure the Italian aunties and uncles are the same way, but the
Same way.
Cuban ones, oh,
yeah.
But you know what I think really helped in my favor is the fact that I lost 30 pounds. So before in the beginning, they were like, "Oh, that's not sustainable. Like you're not gonna, continue that, da 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 da."
Mhm.
But now
That they see it's sustainable.
now it's like now they're, you know what I mean, not seeing as much. So I'm just
That's
like,
why
this
we're
is
named
yeah.
Inspire. That's why we're when I named Inspire Weight Loss Inspire. The founding story was that I was being made fun of when I told my sister. I went to eat with her at a restaurant in Coconut Grove, and I looked at her and I said, "When you see me in 6 weeks, I'm going to be 20 pounds lighter." And she laughed. And then, and this was back in 2017 when I went through my journey. It was really 2016. And then I was eating at home, and my husband at that time was eating really unhealthy. And he laughed at me, and my son that was living with me at that time also laughed at me. And they were like, "You're not gonna have dessert. You're not gonna have this. You're not gonna have that." I'm like, "Nope, nope, 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 no." When they started seeing my journey and seeing how I was losing, then I inspired them to get their life together. And that's where the name Inspire comes from. Besides that, it was given to me by God, but it was all, that's how it all transpired, and it's called Inspire. So that's what we hope for our clients too, that you guys inspire those that are making fun of you or not to enter in their healthy journey as well. And if they don't, then you have control over your body. You don't have control over anybody else's body.
And a lot of times when they say things like that, it could be that maybe they're struggling and they can't achieve that. So, those are different things, but I definitely wouldn't take that personally. And I would just, kind of ignore it. Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
They're gonna
And
talk
also-
anyway.
And Leah, I can promise you, because I see people of all nationalities in my office. Florida is a melting pot. There is some of everything, right?
Yeah.
And
New
there is
Jersey
not
too.
a single culture whose life doesn't revolve around food
Yeah.
in some variety. And it's never the food that we recommend. Like,
Yeah.
there's not a single culture that I have met yet that's
Yeah.
like, yeah, my people are really big on broccoli.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Like
happen.
Linda travels for work, right, Linda?
Yeah.
How many events have you been to where you come in, we do your follow-up and like, there's nothing there for me to eat. I did the best I could.
I have a club softball player, so we travel. I'm in Boston this weekend for club softball, and then it's team dinners and
Tricky
good Lord,
trays.
those parents drink. Some are hardcore, man. They're like bringing Bloody Marys to a game, and I'm like, that's like a little much. but so it's tough. You got to have
Yeah.
willpower. I've already been planning because my daughter and I were in the similar area this summer for a college showcase. And believe it or not, you can actually stay on plan at Chili's.
Yes.
So there was a Chili's and they had on the menu, they had a filet mignon and you could get a side of broccoli.
Mhm.
And that's what I had. So in my head, I'm already like, oh, wait, we're staying at that hotel and Chili's is right down the street. So I'm already planning.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
might be where the team dinner is. I don't know.
And Outback.
But that's a good thing though,
if you
because
have
you
an
already
Outback,
know. Yeah.
If you have an Outback, they also have a great steak with
Yeah.
nice chunk of broccoli too.
Yeah.
But that also helps looking
Yeah.
ahead, looking
Yeah.
ahead at like if you're planning on going out socially and you're going out to this specific restaurant, you look ahead at the menu and say, you know what? I can have this, this, and this, so that when you go, you already know what you're gonna order.
Yep.
Or you could be like Coach Martha's husband, and you could get to the restaurant and you could dismantle the dish and get exactly what you want and need.
Yeah.
Because there's a very high likelihood that in the back of whatever restaurant, there is going to be lettuce, there's going to be tomatoes, there's probably going to be cucumbers, there's going to be some sort of random vegetable that they could steam for you. And there's usually a hunk of meat.
Yeah.
I always tell our clients, you can go to any restaurant really, except for Chinese.
Because everything has sugar. Everything has sugar.
No. Everything
Yeah.
has sugar, it's
Yeah.
sodium,
It's
MSG.
coated, they coat it in flour, there's
Yep.
MSG in it. Yeah.
Mystery meat, just stay away from Chinese. But look, like I said, my husband eats whole plant-based. This past week, we went to a steakhouse twice, which is a complete opposite of whole plant-based. And you know what? He orders from the side dishes because they have Brussels sprouts, they have broccoli, they have like salads, of course, they have like asparagus. So they look at him like he's crazy. The waitress is like, what? He orders like 6 different side dishes and that's it. You know what? There was there's this.
But he's got what he wants and he maintains that and he doesn't
Yeah.
care what the servers say. He doesn't care what it is. And that's what it's about. You got to order for you, not who's around you.
And just remember that, you have to be convicted about your health. Okay. Nobody is going to take care of keeping you healthy other than you. I think, we don't think about that as we're growing up because, hopefully we have parents that are filling in that gap for us, right? And they're making some of the choices for us. Oh, there's somebody watching. They're making the choices for us. And then we just never quite learn how do we take control of that and how do we own that and how are we okay with being the odd duck at the family dinner that isn't going to eat the plate of whatever. And you have to be okay with that because ultimately this is your health journey and this is your, you said, your auntie will get offended if you don't eat the whatever she puts in front of you, but will your auntie get offended if you become diabetic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in the Hindi, in Hindi culture,
There's a lot of
in the West
diabetes.
Indies, diabetes is big.
Rampant.
Yeah, and
Yes.
Asians, yeah.
Yeah.
But also too, I think a misconception is healthy food doesn't have to be distasteful. Like it can be very tasteful. It can be very enjoyable.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
think that was a turning point for my husband when we went, I think it was Twin Peaks. It was bar food and I got a chicken breast that had no sauce, but it still tastes delicious. And he's like,
Yeah.
I could do this. Like this isn't that bad.
Yeah.
It's
And, like,
food.
Yeah, and then ever
food.
since I was on the program, I would
Yeah.
cook food for like him and then food for my when I was on the program. And he was just like, this tastes really good. Like,
But it's
yeah.
real food. It's nothing special. It's real food that
Yeah.
you literally, get at the grocery store. You just have to prepare it when you're on the losing phase. You just have to prepare it
You
according
have
the
to be
protocol.
prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you're on maintenance, you're stabilizing, it's the same food that's prepared unhealthy.
Yeah, just make it taste good and make
Make
it
it
use
taste
it following our
Make it look
rules.
good too.
Make it
Yeah, and there's a
Yeah.
lot more like Martha really turned us on to GUs. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of really good products out there. The sweet leaf I used to sweeten my coffee with. Like there's
Yeah.
a lot of things to help assist you if you can't just, you know, do it real plain. Like there's
Right.
so many more options I feel
Yeah.
than there were ever before that really can help
Yeah,
propel
like
you.
we've even seen it like evolving this program. Like we've seen Walden Farms, like some people love Walden Farms, some people hate it, but Walden Farms has come a long way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When we first started, like their products were a chemical shitstorm,
Uh-huh.
if you will,
Yep,
right?
yep.
And now they have basically changed their products, and instead of using artificial sweetener, they're using stevia. Instead of using, I don't know, all these different chemical things to create their products, they're using more natural products and natural colors. So it's evolved out there because people are aware, people are more conscious of what they're putting in their bodies. And that's the thing. That's the thing you have to worry about, because these processed foods that are on the shelf are toxic.
Mhm.
They are toxic. And that's
There's a-
why,
There's a good chance if it comes in a box, you probably shouldn't be eating it.
yeah, it's
That's-
true. And there's no, and when you shop, you think about when you shop, when you're on Inspire, right? How quickly do you get your grocery shopping done?
In and
Because
out.
you're shopping on the outside of the market.
Yep.
You're really not going on the inside of the aisles.
You're not going through all the aisles. You're not doing any of that because
Yeah.
you
And
I
don't
still
need most
do
of it.
that.
Clients that say that they actually save money
Yep.
Mhm.
while they're on the program because they're not eating out as much.
And they're
That's the
also
other
not
thing.
buying junk food. You're not buying as many snacks. You're not buying, like, you could substitute a lot of the money that you put into some of these not so good foods, right? And buy yourself better quality of what you can eat.
Yeah.
And that's, I think that's key for sustainability of the program as well, is, treating yourself, making sure that stuff tastes good, flavor your food. Like you don't get a prize for going through 6 weeks of bland.
Yeah. Yeah,
We don't
I
like reward you at the end for that. That's all you.
order. Oh, look, we got another L coming.
I know, I was about to say that, but now we have Lori. Like this is
So funny.
this is awesome.
That's funny.
Okay, so when Linda was speaking, it reminded me of a quote that we tell our clients at Davy when they graduate from the losing phase to the stabilizing maintenance phase. Okay.
Okay.
And the quote is, forget about and stop depending on willpower and motivation.
Mhm.
Because willpower and motivation is going to fail you. Because none of us, not even the owners of Inspire, wake up every single morning of our day. Good morning.
Yay.
I'm going to stuff my face with lettuce and work out
Nope.
for 5 hours. No.
Nope.
Although I do love to work out and eat healthy, but there's days that we wake up and we don't feel motivated. We don't want to do anything. Our willpower is out the window. So when you're in the phase 2, yes, we're going to cheer you on. We're going to help you create new habits. We're going to, motivate you and talk about willpower and this and that. But when you graduate from phase 2 to phase 3 and 4, then you got to get that out of your head and you have to focus on discipline. Because really what you need during your maintenance and maintaining long-term is discipline. If you depend on motivation and willpower, you will fail. Because none of us wake up every single morning until you're one of those really hyper-focused people.
Well, that's,
Maybe
that's
not
practice.
even.
No, but that's
Yeah.
practice.
But
That's
I can't-
practice.
Even
Yeah.
practice requires practice.
But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. But that's practice. I think that it's more important to be consistent
Yeah.
than,
I think a combination of everything.
yeah,
So
the
what
consistency
I've
of what you
learned-
do.
So what I've learned is that motivation is a lie and self-discipline is the biggest form of self-love.
Yeah.
It is
It's
self-love
true. It
because
is.
you are
Powerful
loving
statement
yourself to
right
be
there.
disciplined enough every day to get where you want to go. So
Well, you're doing this. You chose to do this.
Right.
There's a reason why you walk through our door, right?
Right.
And it's kind of funny because I get people that have done it all and they're like, oh, I know how to eat. Oh, I know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, why are you here? Because if
Yeah.
you knew what to do, you wouldn't be in my office, right?
Right.
So why are you here?
Yeah.
And I think we all get motivated for a trip. We all get motivated for an event. We're going to somebody's wedding. We want to fit into a dress. We're motivated. But that's not real life. That's not the reality of what you do, the choices you make every single day, everything, every meal. And that comes out to consistency. And consistency can get boring, right? Because if you're consistently eating clean most of the time, that's not super exciting, even if you make it taste good or even it's just But why are you doing it, right? So it all goes back to your why. When you first walked into our office, there was a reason, whether it's health, whether it's,
Anything.
just a mental struggle you're having, whatever brought you to us, that doesn't really go away when you lose 20 or 30 pounds, right? That's you. And you need to figure out what your why is, because that's what's going to keep you consistent long term. And it's going to help you maintain. And that's it. That's what it comes down to. You can't ever forget why you walked into our office in the first place.
Yeah, and everything requires maintenance. You're not gonna clean your car one time and it's gonna be clean for the rest of your life.
Right.
Yep.
It's
Right.
like it's
Right.
everything. There's not. I can't even think of one thing
Nothing.
Well, think
on
about
Nothing.
it.
earth
Look,
that is one and done.
Nope.
we make sure to maintain our house. We make sure to maintain the inside, outside of our house, your car, get your oil changed, things like
Yeah,
that. But how often are we consistent enough to
health.
maintain?
everything
And-
requires
And-
that, right? So,
Yeah.
Lori, welcome. Where office is Lori from?
I don't know. I don't
She's
hear
on
her.
mute.
Okay.
Lori, you're on mute.
So, Leah, thank you for sharing all of the above. Linda, Lucy, Lori, anybody have any challenges in the phase that you are right now? Let us know so we can help you guys out.
I'm struggle. I don't sleep very well. It's like I'm forever trying to fix my sleep.
Mm.
So
Have you tried Lucy, have
terrible.
you tried the inner peace that we have at the office?
She has.
Yes, I
Yeah.
have. It's so weird because sometimes I think it works, and
Uh-huh.
sometimes it doesn't.
So do you use it consistently?
No.
That's why.
I
Right.
pull it out like probably like twice a week.
Yeah, so maybe trying for a week to use it consistently, maybe it could help. But here's the
No,
other
I
thing.
haven't done that.
The other thing is, and we did a podcast not a podcast, we did a video on this a while back about sleep, different things to do before sleep. But think about your habits of what you're doing before bedtime, right? Are you watching TV? Are you playing with the phone? Are you trying to get your mind quiet? Is your bedroom comfortable? There's a lot of different things that you need to look at to see, am I stressed out? Am I, on my phone until I fall asleep? Do I have the TV on? Is my room too hot, too cold?
Yeah, I've been making changes, little by little, but it takes me time to own it,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
That's fine.
and I
Yeah.
notice I have to just go. I can't just do it, I have to go little by little, little
Yeah.
by little.
And everybody's at a different pace with it, but if you try to make one change, like even give yourself some grace and to do, like, I'm going to make this change this week. This is what I'm going to work on this week. This is the
And then
one thing.
And then when that
thing I'm gonna
becomes
do.
easy, and then when that becomes easy, you add something else in. And that's one of the reasons that we typically don't, when you first come into our office, if you're not, if you're probably not in the best shape of your life and you haven't exercised in 8 years and you come into our office, we're not going to make you do all of that at the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
We're going to do the most important first.
Correct. So we're going to focus on whatever. And in terms of your sleep routine, let's do the same thing, right? Like there's 30 tips we could give you.
Yeah.
But that's irrelevant if you can't do one thing.
I have sleep apnea. I have sleep apnea when I started. So now it's like it took me forever to get used to the CPAP.
Okay.
And now that's become that I can't, you know what? I love it.
Yeah.
It took me 2 months.
Most people that get a CPAP, once they adjust to it, really report improvements in their sleep.
I'm so happy that you're saying that because I remember when you were trying it out and you were just getting started with it and you were you had struggles with it. So I'm really happy that you're here now, that you've conquered it and you love it.
Now, but it was like I gave it up twice, and
Yeah.
but I do need it. But I love the program because of the habits too. It's like now I just develop habits that are part of me, but it's with time.
Lucy, I have a
Daily
question. Do you
tasking,
nap? Do you nap
right?
during the day?
No.
Okay, good.
I do have 2 genetic mutations, that I found out, and so that's part of it.
Okay.
But I'm trying.
Well,
But I know that the evening
a
comes
couple
along, I
chamomile tea helps as well. That's a good one to do. The chamomile tea, because it kind of relaxes you and it's natural.
But it doesn't
I'm-
make you sleepy like.
I'm not a good sleeper. They'll tell you. But I know that if my room is dark, I need the TV to go to sleep, but I put a timer on it and the timer has to go off.
Mhm.
But I know the different things I need to do. Sometimes I listen to some YouTube videos for on YouTube, the relaxation music, so that helps.
Mhm.
I'm not a very good sleeper. Never was. It's not changed for me. It's been the same.
Mm.
Lucy, I'm a really good sleeper. I can sleep up a storm, but I had a season in my life that I wasn't, and I had a hard time falling asleep and staying asleep.
Mhm.
So, and I know you're Christian, so I use a Christian guided meditation from YouTube that I would turn on. And when I went to bed, what I did was I put an alarm on my phone to remind me to go to bed.
I have that, yes.
And then I would put the Christian guided meditation from YouTube, and I can text you some of the ones that I used.
Mhm.
And it helped me so much fall asleep and stay asleep. It was crazy. So I'll text you that, and I'll text you a couple other things too, okay?
Beautiful. Yeah, so that's my next thing, that I really have to get this under control because it rules me.
Mm,
Sleep is a big
yeah.
thing for a lot of
It
people.
rules me.
We see that all day, every day at Inspire, right, docs?
Oh
For
yeah.
sure.
And it has to do also like with anxiety, just so many different things that causes challenges with sleep, but it's so common in our society that it's really an issue out there. It really is. And that also affects all the things, not just like weight gain or weight loss. It affects so many different things that it's important for sure.
So look, so I was, I found this and I really love this. I wanted to read it to you guys, right? No one can eat healthy for you. No one can lift weights for you. No one can exercise for you. That's why getting in shape is the ultimate sign of self-respect. There's no cheat code. You have to put in the work day in and day out.
Wow. That's something really, really good for everybody to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom,
We need a sign. We need a sign. We need a sign in all of our follow-up rooms.
All right. Anybody else have anything else? We have 9 minutes to go. Any challenges, or maybe not wins,
Maybe not.
questions,
We love wins.
whatever it may be. You can, if you don't want to, chime in, you can also text it in the chat, and we can answer questions too.
Even any topics you want us to talk about at our next meeting.
I need to find your sleep podcast.
Okay.
I'd love to hear that.
That's in one of our in our YouTube channel. I think Martha, that's definitely it's in. I think it's in all of ours.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Lucy, I'll text it to you too. Okay. I'll text you our sleep, we have a YouTube video on that.
Okay.
I have to say, I really like the school app.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I wanted to share that if everybody's not on it.
yeah.
Although with
We have-
the recipes, I like go down a rabbit hole. I'm like, okay, I'm
I know. We have a lot of people in our Facebook group that did not join the school. The biggest thing that we did with why we did the school is because there's a lot of people that don't have social media,
right.
Mhm.
you know, and years ago with on Facebook, you used to be able to make files where you could keep like all the recipes and
Mhm.
all different documents and things like that. We don't have that anymore. And so the recipe thing is a big thing
I
also.
love the recipes. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of different things that we can categorize in the school that's easier than the social media.
Yeah. Yeah. Because favorites in our house is I think it's eggplant with lamb and the
Ooh,
squash with the ground pork.
nice.
Those
Nice.
are in our house.
Only like a
Nice.
small fraction of our clients have moved over to school. So if you guys don't mind to just post something in our groups.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But how
And-
cool, how
from a
nice school
client,
is.
from
Yeah.
a client to a client, because we're trying to stress how amazing this school
Yeah,
is.
it's a
Everybody
great
else,
group.
Please go ahead
And
and
the
post
cool
it
thing
and
about
encourage people, because if they hear from you, from a client, maybe they'll
Mhm.
jump over to school. So if you
Yeah,
can
and
post it, that'll be awesome.
it's also cool because you have all the coaches from all the offices. So
Mhm.
there's a very good chance that if you have a question, it's going to get answered faster
Yeah.
Right.
because there's just more eyes on it.
Mhm.
You know, and sometimes like, you know, social media, if like Facebook is being weird and you're getting a bunch of notifications, you might not look, but like the school is just for this. So, you know, that's why it was put together for you guys so that you could have a bigger community and you could see that it's working, you know, in all the offices, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has the same struggles. Everybody has,
Yeah.
it's the same thing, you know, and we get clients all the time. It's like, oh, well, you know, we talked to, well, my culture and it's like, listen, everybody has that.
Yeah.
This is the phenomenon that we exist in right now. And that's why most of our country is overweight,
Yeah.
you know,
True.
because even in other countries, right, they might be eating the same stuff, but you got to think about the quality of the food that they're eating. Okay. What ingredients are in there first
And
of
they're
all?
different. You might have the same product here. I can tell you that for a fact. I was in Italy,
Mhm.
and the same product that we have here, when you look at it in Europe, the ingredients are completely different.
Hmm.
There are less ingredients, more natural versus here.
Yeah. So the quality of the food might be different. The lifestyle might be different, right? If you come from a place where everybody is working outside and walking all day, and then you come into the United States and you get a desk job, guess what?
Yeah.
You're gonna gain weight.
Yeah.
Because
hear it
we
all
don't
the
walk
time also.
anywhere.
We
don't
hear it all
walk
the
anywhere.
time.
Yeah.
We have quite a few people that are from the you know, the islands, from like Peru and Dominican Republic and Ecuador and things like that, and they come here and they're like, I'm eating the same food as I did there, but here I've gained so much weight. Well, what did you do in your country? Well, we walked everywhere.
Mhm.
I did work outside. We did this. We were more active. You know, our food was different.
The
You know,
conveniences that we have in this country make us fat.
Yeah,
The food that we have in this country, the more convenient it is for you, the most likely that it's also going to make you fat. And that's something to think about also. You know,
Well,
if you're getting takeout all the time, if you're
And
getting fast food all the time,
just
if you're
think of
getting
even the
more-
drive-through, right?
Yeah.
Years ago, they didn't have drive-throughs. Years
Yeah.
ago, you walked in.
you have to at least walk.
Get out of your
You
car
don't-
now.
yeah, you don't even have to get out of your car.
Yeah.
Right. So you know, it's one of those things that you need to make sure that you're not using things like don't make excuses for yourself for things that you know are not unique. Okay. If you have a medical condition, okay, we accommodate for that. But nosy family, check. the auntie that sometimes tells you you're fat, sometimes tells you you're skinny, sometimes asks you. I think everybody has
Everybody
that.
has that.
Everybody has that,
Mhm.
right? And so we have to take ownership of our health, and that's the bottom line. Nobody else is going to do it for you, and they're all going to worry about you if you get sick. But you know, the support that you need is now. So if you can't get it from them, then find your tribe, and that's the people that you know. That's why we have the school, to be honest, because you get to stay on that, and you get to be part of a community that's all going through it.
Yeah. And at different stages of it, you know?
Yeah.
So guys, if you look at the chat, there's a couple of links that I just posted. The first one is our Inspires Sleep YouTube. So it's it's the YouTube link for the tips on sleeping, okay? The
Mhm.
second one is a YouTube link for tips to maintain your weight loss. The third and fourth is the Christian sleep meditation link that I talked about. So you can
Nice.
see those. And then at the bottom here is just other ideas: sleep alarm, grounding sheets, no TV or cell phone before going to bed, sleepy time tea, no eating for at least 3 hours before bed, no caffeine or alcohol before bed either. These are just a few. There's like a trillion tips to sleep, okay? So these are just some that I typed here. Linda has a question
Yep.
about Walden Farms. Are all the products okay?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, they are.
They're all, I believe they're all 0 calorie, taste wise. Some you may not like, some, you know, it's dependent on your taste. I've tried quite a few.
You know what's really good from them? They're
What's that?
caramel.
You know, it used to be better, but now
Is it? I don't
tastes like-
know.
Yeah,
But what
my
do you
mother
I
used
don't
to
know.
like their marshmallow.
Yeah,
and
the
she loved it with
marshmallow and the
blueberry.
caramel were good.
It's a
Yeah.
little different now, but
Okay.
I've tried most of the dressings. The creams I'm not a fan of because I don't put anything in my coffee. Some people really like them, some people really hate them, but I know they have some seasonal ones. I tried the peppermint something one. That
Peppermint
wasn't bad.
mocha. I just ordered that on Amazon.
I used to make an ice, Dr. Marty, do you remember? We used to make an ice cream with the vanilla creamer.
Yeah.
I have to find that recipe.
And the 0 calories, I put in the chat. The tacos that you're
yeah.
asking about.
Yeah, as long as it's 0 calories, it's approved on program.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Because they
other
had
thing,
one that was a little, in my house, my husband is he likes spicy. I like flavor, but not spicy. But they
Mhm.
have a couple of different variations of this street taco sauce, which I thought would go good on ground anything.
mhm.
Yeah, probably.
I
Yeah,
haven't
Yeah.
tried that. Have you tried that, Linda?
We had one that was spicier.
Uh-huh.
Right now we have just a plain, it's just called queso, but
Uh-huh.
it's a little bland.
Uh-huh.
But the spicier one was better. But I went
Mm.
straight to the Walden Farms site and ordered.
Yeah. I tell people to do that also because Amazon doesn't have all the products. And the other thing is the site sometimes has promos.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. I
with it.
didn't know you could. Okay.
Yeah.
so
Yeah, and Amazon sometimes, depending on what it is that I ordered the pumpkin spice is good, the creamer and the peppermint mocha.
Yeah, but
And
you
then
have to
there
buy,
was-
sometimes you have to buy 5 of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then sometimes if there's only one seller still, it's like $34 a bottle. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Go directly to, if you subscribe to their email list, they will email you with different promos that they have. The other one that is good is oh, it just went out of my head. Who's the one? New Naturals.
New Naturals, that's my favorite. I like New Naturals better
the
than
cocoa
Walden Farms.
syrup. The cocoa
So good.
syrup. They make a cocoa syrup which is delicious. Okay.
It tastes like Hershey syrup. Like,
Yeah, and it's 0 calorie. When you're on program, the 0 calorie ones are great. They also make a simple syrup, which is 0 calorie, which I use when I cook my fruit, like apple or pear or something like that.
so you could poach them.
Yeah, not even poaching that, but to make like a little pie or something like that.
Okay.
But they make some that would be good for like phase 4 for maintenance
Mhm.
that have a little bit of calories. Like they have
Mhm.
a really, really good cocoa powder that has a little bit of calories.
And they have a different type of chocolate syrup that actually has calories too, but not
Yeah.
sugar. It has a little bit
Yeah.
more fat.
And they have a pumpkin spice syrup
Mhm.
as well. So check out the New Naturals website. Also, if you subscribe to their email list, they do a lot of good discounts. Like
Mhm.
they'll do 20% off or sometimes 30% off.
Good to know.
Can
And I type the name in the chat.
Yep.
Because it's not quite spelled new, it's spelled NU.
Mhm.
And
We
I
actually
don't,
have that. We actually have that
It's in the book.
In the book.
it's in the book. Yeah.
Okay.
The website is for Walnut Farms is in the chat. The also website for New Naturals is in the chat as well.
Thank you.
And I just figured out that you could save the chat. I just don't know how I'm going to find it later, but we'll see.
Guys, this was a great call where it's already not
Yeah.
11:30. Oh my gosh. It feels like it's 11:30, but it's not.
Somebody's says that I'm done.
Decided to join.
Yep.
So if you guys have nothing else, as usual, if you have any questions about anything under the sun,
Mhm.
message us through school, or you guys have the coach lines for the individual offices. There's so many different 300 million ways to reach us that there's, just that's what it's there for, is for you to reach us and ask us any questions. We are going to have these every month. So next month we will be having it on, we said the third Wednesday, yeah. Third Wednesday of the month, which would be on the 13th of November.
Okay.
Okay, so that's our next one, same time, same place. We'll add it to the calendar. And we'll just start preparing for the holiday season that tends to
Oh,
get
yes.
in our health journey way,
Yes.
Yes.
right?
Can we do a chat? Can we do a chat on food noise?
Oh gosh. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
We could also we could do a
I think
We
we
could
did
probably-
a podcast on that. Didn't
we could do a I don't know if we can, but we can. We could
I think
definitely
we
do a
have
podcast
one.
on that.
We have a YouTube video on that already.
That's what
Yeah.
we have, right? I knew we did something on that.
So I'm looking through it now. What I'll do is, when I find it, I'll post it in school.
Okay.
And by the way, all of our YouTube videos are in school. They're under classrooms.
Oh, great.
So
Okay. All right.
all our video, let me go in there. It's classroom, and you'll find it under, we have Midlife Madness podcast in there, and then it's under educational videos. Educational videos is also known as our YouTube channel.
Oh, here they go. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
So all the links that I just put in the chat is all there, except for the Christian meditations.
Lucy, you could listen to those to help you go to sleep. You could listen to
Yeah,
our
I
voices.
will.
That will lull you to
She
sleep.
solved her insomnia.
Yeah, instead of listening to the Christian meditation, listen to the
She'll have
Three Hour
nightmares.
Coffee. That's
I don't
funny.
think we're very relaxing. I don't know about that.
No.
That's funny. Okay, guys, that's all for today. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you next time. And again, reach out to us if you need us, okay?
Okay,
Great. Thank you, ladies.
Have a good
Great.
night.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.